and welcome to Chant a Psalm a day. We're going to get chanting. We about to chant this psalm. Today's psalm is 94. Those of you who are 94 years old, years young, 94 years young, those of you who came in 1994 or 1994 has significance. The psalm today is 94. So we're going to get started translating the psalm. Give thanks that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart is acceptable in the sight of the Most High. It may not be acceptable to people as I translate the words of liberation, because some folks don't want to be liberated. They rather stay enslaved. So liberation is the key here of the translation of the psalm, to liberate the word. For the word was in the beginning, and the word became flesh, and the word walked on the earth, and the word was crucified because the word was about righteousness, goodness, mercy, and love that the world wasn't about. The world was about to turn into a haven of evilness. So how do we go through the world and stand firm in our righteousness, right? So we chant a psalm a day. Chant a psalm a day. So we're going to chant. We are here on the beautiful island of St. John in the U.S. Virgin Islands. And this is my parents' home. And this is the space that I was given to write. My dad and my mom was blessed to have a space and to share that space where I turned it into a office, a place to rest, a place to read, a place to research, a place to write, a place to express the purpose that I have, that was given to me from such time ago that I didn't know. I'm still learning about that purpose as I go. So I'm not perfect, nobody is, but we seek for that perfection in that love, that kindness, that deep sacrifice for others, right? To put ourselves aside and think of others, or put ourselves in others' positions, and empathize, as it's called. So let's get into the psalm. It's Psalm 94, and it's titled, "The Lord Will Not Forsake His People." So when I translate that, I look at the Lord, God, Jesus, Jehovah, Selassie, Mohammed, Buddha, all of the divisive religions that divide us, as love, as kindness, as mercy. So when we when we put labels on these, and that's why, listen to him barking as I'm chanting. And I just found out that in the Muslim faith, they don't have animals living around them or inside their homes, because they pray 5 times a day, and they have to have that, prayer moment, and animals are not clean, and they have this whole thing. So I respect that. And you may hear a barking or two, but I have faith in the power of the Most High to even control the animals that are around us, to send them to us, or to have them surrounded us. Birds may come around you, or certain animals, cats, and they're sent from the Most High. And living with animals is a kind of colonial white supremacy kind of thing, that began as to garner an economic source of income, because the pet business is $1 billion business now. Okay, billions of dollars in the pet business. So anyway, let's get into the psalm. And the title is that the Most High will not forsake his people. Now, you know, I translate, I don't not use pronouns, no pronouns, no him, his, she, her, they, them. You want to use that? That's good. That's I respect that. However, everyone has to grow to their, as they grow in their journey and learning journey. For I have to take the pronouns out when I chant the psalm because of the low vibration of pronouns. I don't want to be a pronoun. You know, that's a low vibration. I want to be a fire, a light, that is love, bottom line. And I don't want another word representing that. I just want that love. That's it, love. Kindness, mercy, compassion. See, there he goes. Okay, so we are live. Okay, we are live. And here we go. We're going to chant. I'm going to hold him. You know, he's been outside rumbling around, but he's okay. You going to be quiet? You going to be quiet while I chant the psalm? Okay. O Jah, Jehovah, righteousness, mercy, love. This is verse 1. This is the Most High. Now, it starts off with the Most High of vengeance. Check it out now. Who is it? Right? Righteousness, mercy, compassion is the one of vengeance. That is what's going to deal with folks. So you should not get into judging who is bad and who is this and who. That is not your job as a child of righteousness. That is God. That's what God means. Lord, Jesus, Jehovah, Selassie, the power of the Trinity. That is what that means, is that embodiment of one love. Wherever you go, that's what you bring, is one love. So when we look at this one love that is holding vengeance, is going to shine forth, exclamation mark. This is the Almighty of vengeance that's going to shine forth. It's not you. You know, humble yourself. Okay. Pause. We're going to put a pause. Okay. I'm going to, let me pause the phone and I'm going to finish up. So that is how we begin Psalm 94, right? That's how we begin it. And Psalm 94 is titled, "The Most High will not forsake the Most High's people." Okay, I take the pronouns out and go right to who that is. Because remember, the Bible was written to confuse. It was written to really enslave. So in order for the liberation of people, of the people of righteousness, people who want to do good, they love doing good, it's a joy for them. Stop it. They are going to be called by that creator of goodness' name. And that is their personal business. Whatever name that they have been given, you know, that's their. One person should not dictate that for every people. That's where churches come in. They dictate, okay, this is the name you have to call, this is what you have to do, and they end up being that God. And it's like, wait, you're not God. You're a establishment that is supposed to be serving God, right? So, what is God? That is righteousness, mercy, love, and kindness. Go gather the homeless off the street and bring them into the church. You got a building open. Let them have a place to rest. Maybe they might get, a divine revelation while they're there. So we have to stop it and stop dividing this division, and that's where there's war. Why do you think there's war out there in the different places? Division. That's where war is and war comes from. It's a divide and conquer and one ruling and this order of ruling. So the Psalm 94 is powerful because it's like, this is who is gonna deal with it. You just soradochna, do good. Go plant. That's why why the Most High is dealing with folks evilness, because you don't want to deal with that. Don't go put your hand into those things. You put your hand into good soil, because what you sow is what you're gonna reap. So sow goodness, sow mercy to people, sow kindness. So we look at who that one is of vengeance. That one of vengeance is the Most High, Jah, Rastafari, Jesus, whatever you want to call that. But do not have this fight over which name is over under which. Well, what name is over what? And this one is are you looking at the superficial outside, or are you looking at inside, where the Most High, the God, is supposed to dwell inside of us, of I and I, right? Okay. So when we look at Psalm 94, it's already 13 minutes in here, and I'm still on verse 1. Because it's important. The Most High is the Most High of vengeance. O Most High of vengeance, shine forth. Okay? Exclamation mark. Verse 2. Rise up. Rise up, O Judge of the earth. Repay to the proud what the proud deserve. Okay, we talked about already what pride is and what proud is. And I don't look at that as a good thing because the Most High abhors the proud. You're too proud to be good. You're too proud to be respectful and communicate. You're too proud to be kind. You're too full of this, right? So I don't tell students, I'm proud of you. I'm blessed of you. You have brought a bless for your good work. Come into class, do da. So, we see pride, all this pride and this pride. We need to, that underneath is supposed to be love, right? So just speak that. Just speak love. That's it. Speak love. Speak love. That's it. All these other words are just, a smoke screen for something else. And they're putting spells. It's spells where it's making the individual feel like they is the one more powerful and they can go hurt folks. Okay, because people out here seeking power. They want power, they want control, they want something to say that they have, that they are in control of, right? I started a business because I felt I couldn't control the narrative of children and families in the Virgin Islands, specifically St. John, in terms of their education. It was not, especially with with education in the structure of government, any kind of learning space, libraries, schools, community centers, all of that is lacking because everybody trying to be power and want power over this one and power over that. It's a power dynamic that is causing a ripple effect where the most vulnerable is suffering. Seriously, the most vulnerable is suffering. So we look at verse 2 as powerful in rise up, O judge of the earth, right? Repay the proud who is making people suffer, right? What the proud deserve. And verse 3 now, O Most High, Jah Rastafari, Selassie the First, Jesus, Jehovah, Jireh, Kadamawe, Papa Boje, however you want to call that one. That's your personal business, right? That one is being asked a question in verse 3. How long? How long the wicked gonna exalt? You see people beating people up on a video. You see a man beating down a woman on a video. You see this stuff happening, right? How long shall these things keep on happening? And these people is exalting. They ain't in prison. They ain't in prison. They're free and they exalting. They you know, living outside of the prison system. So verse 4 now, I don't use they. Who is they? The wicked pour out wicked, arrogant words. All the evildoers boast. Boast. Okay? So instead of using they, I put what they is. It's the wicked. The wicked is pouring out wicked, arrogant words. We know what arrogant is. I define that. Go look at my other videos. You see what arrogant is. I probably did Psalm 94 already. So the wicked is pouring out arrogant words, and all the evildoers is boasting. Right? The wicked crushing the Most High's people, or the people that are of righteousness, mercy, and love. They're being crushed, O Most High, and afflict. Their heritage is being afflicted. Right? Verse 6, they kill the widow. Who is they? The wicked. The wicked kill the widow and the sojourner and murder the fatherless. So we're seeing some violence, serious violence. And this is not good. Okay? Because this is what is being explained as to what the wicked is doing. This is what they're doing. They're crushing folks who are trying to do good, righteousness, mercy, love. You know, they are crushing them. They are, being violent and taking people's lives. You know, that's what I told my mom the other day. I was said, I'm not. They could go ahead. You, because guess what? You cannot. Love is going to exist. It's going to keep on keeping on. And there's going to be tens and thousands of those going to be pushing love, righteousness, mercy, and kindness. Because we're in a world that's opposite of that. So, getting like Malcolm X's birthday, they celebrated it in where? Atlanta. You don't see them celebrating Malcolm X's birthday in the Virgin Islands. Does the governor of the Virgin Islands have a Malcolm X? No. Because you're serving this, whatever. I'm not to judge no one. As governor, I would have Malcolm X Day, Martin Luther King Day. Black History Month will be every single month, not just February, but every month there's a dedicate. You know, you are acknowledging these ancestors who suffered. I mean, come on. There's such a thing as a land grant acknowledgement. They acknowledge the people who the land belonged to before the colonialists came in. They do it at all universities. I just found this out. It's called a land grant acknowledgement, and they're doing it for the Native Americans. The Native American Indians that live there up there in Maryland. And I'm thinking to myself, what about the enslaved Africans? They need to be acknowledged as well. So there you go, dividing again. You know, come on, you're dividing again. It's like a parent having a favorite. They give this one this and they don't give this one that. It's like, what? We have to stop that. We have to be about this one love all across the board. So we see in verse 7 that the wicked now is opening their mouth now, because there's a quotation in verse 7 that the wicked speaks that the Lord, that is righteousness, mercy, love, kindness, does not see. The Almighty of Jacob. Now we getting into we getting into names now. We're getting into names. Jacob. You know, Jacob changed his name to Israel. So they speak about. And Israel is a nation now, right? Look at what's happening in the news with Israel. Okay? So that's why I look at what is behind these names. And as I dig deeper and deeper and deeper, I'm discovering that behind these names is love, kindness. However, they're being twisted up today. And the word is being twisted. If the word was crucified, when the word came as a flesh, what do you think is happening today? So we have to push through and check our word, because our word is what is going to heal us. It's going to heal our body. It's going to heal us when we open our mouth with words that are liberating. Okay? So, in verse 8, we see that there's a response to this statement that the wicked make. Like, the Most High is not going to see. You know, the Most High is not going to see all of this wickedness, because the wicked, the Almighty, is not going to can't perceive, does not perceive. Okay, so verse 8 now, stand firm, stand firm. This is what the question is being asked. Stand firm. I mean, is answering this statement. Stand firm, O dullest of the people. And when something dull, that means it's not sharp, right? It's not able to move through because it's not sharp. It doesn't have a cutting edge. It's dull. So in verse 8, it's speaking of, you know, stand firm, you ones who is not sharp. Because then it goes into asking a question. Fools. It starts the question, fools. When will fools be wise? This is a big question. When will fools be wise? When? So in verse 9, there's a question. It's rhetorical, really. And it starts with he. But we know he is translated as righteousness, mercy, and love. That is God, Lord, Jesus, Jehovah, Jireh, Selassie, the first, the power, the truth. However you in relation with that. it's written as a he because everything in the Bible is patriarchal, is a man, is he, him, God is a man. It's been drilled into people's programming and created their narratives and their ideologies of this patriarchal system where a man could beat a woman down because he's God. And no, stop it, because that's just not so. So I come now to liberate the Bible and to take out these pronouns, because who planted the air? Does that one who planted the air don't hear? Don't listen? And I don't want to use the word hair, because hair could also be the top of what's growing out of your top of your head. Who formed the eye? Does the one that formed the eye not see? Okay. The one that disciplines the nations, does that one not rebuke? Yeah, and you see, the nations are getting disciplined big time. So many things are going on out there because the truth is not in them. The truth isn't there in them, because the truth gonna set you free. So are people free? No, because there's lies holding them into bondage, and lies holding ones into bondage is the word. How the word was twisted and turned into a lie. Everything good now bad, everything bad now good. What? Okay. So let's keep on here. It's 7 on the top of the hour going. So we live here in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Yes, it's summertime, and I'm blessed, highly favored, and wonderfully made to be able to be on this beautiful, blessed island where you can communicate with the Most High in so many different spaces that is of the Creator. It's like, this is creation. And that's why so many people flock here every day. Every day people flock here. And you go to the beautiful waters. You can look at my background of my paintings and see the beautiful beaches and scenes that are just heavenly. It's like heaven on earth. And it's still existing to show you that there is heaven on earth. However, people's mind is so consumed with the world that heaven becomes so far away for them. They become like, oh, I got there to go heaven. So that's what they're feeling, right? Instead of acknowledging that, look at heaven right here and heaven means happy. It means happy. It means good. It means blessed. It means you're feeling what they call irie. You're just nice. You're good. Everything, there's no pain and no suffering and no weeping and no nothing like that. When it's tears of joy that's coming out. That's just a thankful, grateful expression. So we see that the nations is going to be disciplined. And verse 10, who teaches human beings knowledge? The Most High knows the thoughts of man, of human. Okay, it speaks of man. He who teaches man knowledge, the Lord knows the thoughts of man. So who teaches man knowledge is that knowledge comes from righteousness. It comes from a good place. It don't come from a bad place, a negative place, a place of lies and deceit. And that's what society has come from, to use the black human being, free labor now, to build America, free labor, and then enslave them again with lies through education, through church, through healthcare, through housing, through credit reports, through all of this, through student loans. You got paid to be educated, to be lied to. So I teach my students the truth. Anything I'm teaching them, I look at the perspective of black history, because black people is who built this country, and they're free labor. And you still ain't give reparations. Everybody else get it, because that's what you're about, dividing and conquering. Oh, we're going to give this one, but we're going to give this one. So we can have them fighting each other. This black fighting white, this Chinese fighting this one, this infight, all this is happening because of the division that's created for it to happen. So we see that the Most High is who teaches people knowledge, and the Most High know the thoughts of the people, that these thoughts are just a breath. So this is being compared to a breath, okay? The thoughts of folks, you know. So let your thoughts be good. There's a song, if what you're thinking ain't right, you better check yourself. So good thoughts, because they're just a breath. So why have thoughts that are not good when you know the thoughts that you have are just a breath? You're gonna be, it's just a whew, time shorter than twine, man. So use the time to Soradokna, do good. So we get to verse 12 now, and we see that when a one is disciplined, that one is blessed. Blessed is the one who is disciplined. Check it out now. Some folks don't like discipline. Some children don't like their parents disciplining them, right? It's rudeness, disrespectfulness to the fullest. And they're not going to be blessed because they don't want discipline. It speaks of in verse 12, blessed is the one whom the Most High discipline, and whom the Most High teach out of the law, out of the righteousness, out of the goodness, compassionate law. That's where you err. You err on the side of kindness. When something coming at you that's not kind, you got to go kind. You can't be wrong. Too wrong don't make it right. You have to be the one to stand up for what is right and take that righteous road in a humble humility. Okay? Because that is the teachings of His Majesty, the teachings of the law of righteousness of the Most High, the majestic King of Kings, the wonderful, Almighty. However you call that one. I don't call that one all kind of name. Emmanuel, all kind of the Redeemer, the Comforter, all kind. Come on. Don't limit me to what name I could call. Who is you? I'm not serving you, pastor, church, state, nation. I don't serve them. I'm on the side of what is the righteousness. I'm not going to bow to your what is it called? Your ceremonial allegiances. We had graduation. They began with the Pledge of Allegiance instead of the Black National Anthem. Lift every voice and chant. They start with that because this is who they're serving. And the money they gain is from who they're serving. So they have to start with the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States. They have to do that. So we look at verse 12, and I'm talking about discipline and the teachings of the law. So verse 13 now, check this out. To give the one rest from days of trouble. So the one that's blessed like discipline and like to be corrected and like to be like, oh, let me check, and looks at themselves first. When something wrong, they don't look at the other person, they look at themselves first. That is what that discipline is about. That's internal. It's an internal, eternal situation, as Peter Tan says, situation. But it's a you're looking at you, because that is what it starts with, and that is where the relationship with the Most High begins. And when you have that tight relationship, you're good, unless you are serving something else that is not good. Then you get into depression, anxiety, violence, hostility, murder, killing, like what I just read up here, that the wicked is doing in verse 6, killing the widow and murdering and the fatherless, you know. So we look, no arm. They say arm is a lie. I'm not gonna use arm. We look at verse 13, that the one that is blessed will be given rest from days of trouble. So you're gonna be good. Once you don't put your hand into wickedness, you're gonna be good, right? You're gonna be good till a pit is dug for the wicked, because that's what's gonna happen. A pit gonna be dug for the wicked, not by you, because they say if you gonna dig a hole for somebody, you better dig one for yourself. So you're not doing that. You leave that to the Most High. Leave people there to the foot of the cross, let that blood drip down on them, and let a fire blaze, of Moses to redeem them, right? So we look at now this pit being dug for the wicked. And verse 14, for the Most High will not forsake the people of righteousness. Because what is the Most High? The Most High is righteousness, mercy, goodness, love, comfort, compassion, right? All of that. That is not going to forsake the folks who is about that. You about that, you're going to be good. Because the one that created that got you and is the creator of this universe. And is the creator of all the planets, having them aligned in a way that balancing, that we could be here on this earth breathing, and we good. Yes, it's gonna be hot, because what goes around come around. What you reap, you're gonna sow. What's the people them, all of this industrialization, fumes going up into the atmosphere, what do you think gonna happen? So we look at the heritage, because in verse 14, the Most High is not going to forsake the Most High people. Righteousness is not going to forsake righteousness. And the righteousness will not abandon righteousness's heritage. And that heritage is righteousness. Even if that heritage is you in a shack and a hill, planting food, and that's your heritage. Or your heritage is a big mansion with horses and ducks and whatever that heritage is for you, that's been gotten through righteousness, not stealing, killing, murdering to get things. You know what I mean? You're not doing things to get over on folks. Like, that's your motivation in life, is to get over on folks. We have folks out there that is like that. So the Most High will not abandon the Most High heritage. Verse 15, for justice will return to the righteous, and all the upright in heart will follow righteousness. Okay? Justice. Listen to this now. Justice. And this is what I seek. Justice. There is injustice happening every single corner of the pockets of the world. And there are few people who are standing up to expose the injustice. And when they expose the injustice, they either, something happens to them nefariously. So justice is going to return to the righteous, and all the righteous inside their hearts will follow that justice. Okay? And you go ahead and look up what justice is and how it's defined. Verse 16, it's a question now. Who rises up for I against the wicked? Okay, who? There's a question. Who stands up for I against evildoers? Who? Who is going to stand up for I? When I'm out there battling for the rights of children to have a free education with quality resources, with books. With books. You have a library with books. And the children out there, you wonder what's happening. Do you think that doesn't look right? When I offer to volunteer for the summer at the library, you don't have to pay me. I could volunteer to be there. That'll be my base, home base. The parents drop their children off there. There's a bathroom there. They could sit, they could read, they could do art. Come on. What is happening? And you're not going, we're going in a different direction. A different direction is closed, I guess. Your direction is you're closed. The library is closed. That is the direction you're going into. Okay. All right. Because I started a protest against the inequities and the injustice. Now this is what's happening to me. The library is closed. They're not giving access. Well, I gonna contact the lieutenant governor because he's an author. He loves books and libraries. Can you open it for me during the summer so I could run this? Come on now. You all have a request for a quote out there. I put my business could receive these things, but what's happening? You see Carla Sewer and you get what? You're like, oh, we don't want to deal with her because she's whatever. Come on, man. So we look at this. Who is going to rise up against this system? Who is going to rise up and stand up for I against the system? Ain't nobody. It's the Most High. It's going to see, it's going to look and watch. Because verse 17 speaks of why. When the Most High had not been I and I strength, I and I life would soon have lived in the land of silence. And what's the land of silence? Look behind me. I have a urn with my son's ashes in it. Does it speak? No. It's silence. Right? Without the strength of the Most High, without the strength of righteousness, goodness, mercy, and love, I would be that way. Because I would go into wickedness and go murder, like Peter Tash said. If he wasn't if he wasn't chanting the word of the Most High, he would be out there slaughtering folks because of the wickedness. So we don't want to put ourselves to that. Leave that alone. So Peter Tash, he leave that alone and he chanting the word, exposing the injustice. Yeah. So we look at verse 17 is powerful because it's a if, and I don't use the word if. It says if the Lord had not been my help. I don't use if. When? If is a doubt. So this 17 is a doubting that the Lord is not your help and you would have been, 6 feet without the Lord, without that righteousness. That is the Lord. They got people call themselves Lord. That's why I don't use certain words to acknowledge the Most High, because people using it, and I don't want that same vibe and the word I gonna use that you done tarnished. They done tarnish Jesus' name. They done tarnish it. So anyhow, we gotta keep on pushing. So my life would have soon lived in a land of silence. So in verse 18, when I thought, my foot slips, oh my goodness, the most high steadfast love, oh Lord, help me up. Help I up. Right? You'll be thinking that, oh geez, my foot slipping, but the most high steadfast love is gonna help you up. Verse 19, when the cares of I heart are many, I have a cheerful life. Your life is happy, your life is cheerful. Your cares of your heart are many, but the Most High's comfort cheers your life. Right? Verse 20. Can wicked rulers be allied with you? Those who frame injustice through statutes? Like they framing their injustice through laws. Remember during the 60s they had created laws that said when you black, you got drink from this water fountain, right? That's injustice. And they was creating and framing injustice through laws. Through laws. And the question in verse 20 is, can wicked rulers be your friends, be your allies? Those who are, framing injustice by their laws, they're creating laws of injustice. Can you be allies with these folks? And verse 21, it explains, these folks are banding together against the life of the righteous. What did I just speak about? When you're speaking for justice, you're putting yourself out there to get hurt, because the world is not about justice, it's about injustice, as it's written in this scripture, verse 20. The wicked rulers, it's a question, can you be allied, have allies with those who are creating unjust laws? And these unjust laws are created by governments, by states, by nations, by organizations, by all kind of folks, by wicked rulers. That's what it speaks of in verse 20. It's a question, can wicked rulers be your allies who are creating unjust laws? Because they are banding together against the life of the righteous and putting the innocent to death. This is what's happening. And it's speaking of condemning the innocent. I don't use the word can. Can is a lie. Condemn, there's another word for condemn. Put down. Destroy. Okay? They destroy the innocent to death. Verse 22, however, there's a however. However, the Most High has become I stronghold. And what is the Most High? Righteousness, mercy, compassion, love, kindness. That is the stronghold of I. But people get caught up in Lord God, Jesus, instead of righteousness, mercy, and love. So we have folks who call themselves Christian as the wickedest people. Some of them, not all. But they have no mercy. They look down on you because you different. All right? Remember, the same Christians were killing people. When you think in Rome they were crucifying people. These are the things that were happening, and that's happening today. In verse 21, the wicked them banding together against the life of the righteous and to put them innocent to death. But the Most High, however, the Most High, that's righteousness, mercy, and love, becomes I stronghold. And I Almighty is a rock of I safety. That is That's how powerful righteousness, mercy, compassion is. It's a rock, it's a stone the builder refused. But it's becoming the head of the cornerstone where righteousness will cover the earth as the waters cover the sea. Okay? And that is the stronghold. That is the stronghold and the safety. That's your safety net. You ever heard of safety net? Right? Verse 23. Righteousness will bring forward on one's iniquity. So whatever you do, whatever you sow, you're going to reap. And will wipe out one's out for their wickedness. Wipe out. Okay? It says wipe them out for their wickedness. Who is them? Them is the wicked. The wicked will be wiped out for their wickedness. The Most High will going to bring forward and the wicked their own iniquity. So when the wicked doing wickedness, it's going to come right back to them. Bam. So why you have to trip? Why you got to judge people as evil or good or this or that? That's not your job. You are not. You are to seek for the righteousness. Just do that. So goodness, mercy, compassion, love, and righteousness. Err on the side of kindness. Have good manner words. Have good things to share. And have good things that people will talk about you in a good way, not a bad way. Oh, they this. Oh, they a lie. Oh, they rude. They don't speak. They da 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 da. You don't want. You do not want that. Not that those people could judge you. They can't. However, your job is righteousness. That's what you want to have come to you. So, because look at what's going to happen to the wicked. The wicked is going to be wiped out. The most righteousness going to wipe the wicked out. And that's how the psalm ends. Verse 23 ends just with that. That's how verse 23 ends. That's it. Selah and Selah again. That's how verse 23 ends. So when we look at the verse of the day, it's powerful. Because the verse of the day today echoes exactly what the psalm of the day. The verse of the day is from 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 10. And it speaks of appealing. I appeal to people, brothers and sisters now, you know. And it says, in the name of righteousness, mercy, love, and kindness, and long suffering, and comfort, compassion. In the name of that. But the Bible puts it in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Okay, and that's fine if that's what you want to look at. I look at the new name. The name that has been liberated from the enslaved colonial enslavement of church and state. And I do not disrespect anybody who called Jesus. That's what has taken them through hard times. That's the name then for them. But don't crucify me for calling on the ancient name of Kadamawi Haile Selassie the First. Don't do that, because you're showing yourself to be exactly what the Bible scripture says, wicked. You know, because the inequity of the wicked gonna come on top of them. When you discriminate, when you homophobic, when you hate people because they're white or they're black or they're green or they're purple, you're being wicked. Stop it. So this verse today is appealing to the brothers and sisters in the name of righteousness, that all of the brothers and sisters agree with one another in what you speak about. If you're speaking about love, let it be love. Let it be love. Don't let it be love for this person and then you ain't got love for that person because they're black or there's white, or there's this, or there's that, or there's, lesbian or gay, or whatever there is. That is not you to judge that person. So, brothers and sisters, in the name of righteousness, Jehovah Jireh, the long suffering of Jesus, the resurrection of the King of Kings, Selassie the First, all of it, you're going to agree with one another in what one another speak about. And that there be no divisions among you. Stop being divided. However, that you may be perfectly united in mind and thought. And that united in mind and thought is what? Righteousness, love. You got the same mind to do good. Oh, you're going to do good? Oh, let's do good. Let's go pick up trash. Let's go and do a community service. We don't need to get paid. Let's volunteer. I told a lady I would volunteer to speak to the girls softball team and do a little workshop with them. So let's try to do good. Let's try that. And let's be united in the mind and thought. Okay? United in the mind and thought. Lay down. You're not going out there barking. Lay down. And you stay. Let's be united in that mind and thought. Okay? That's the verse today, 1 Corinthians. And I wanted to look at the word today. The word of the day. The word of the day today. I missed the word of the day. Yesterday and the day before. I missed the word of the day, sharing that, because I've been traveling. And just been tired. I've been like drained, so I need to rest, and I have to force myself to lay down and rest because I could be up. I got so much work to do. I got to organize. My sister did an amazing job in my library sorting my books on one side of the shelf, but I need more shelf space. So I've just been busy. But I want us to look at the word today from dailyword.com. And the word today, I haven't opened it, but the word today is faith. Faith is the word today. Faith. Faith. I practice faith and find love within. Now it says peace. I don't use the word peace because peace is the diploma you get in the cemetery. Rest in peace. It's used that way. I don't want peace in the Middle East. I want love. Love in the middle. Just love each other. Like, hi, I love you. Oh, you're my brother. You're my sister. I love you. You may look different. You may talk to God differently. You may have a different relationship with God. That's okay. That's the Most High, the creator of the universe that gave love and kindness and compassion, because we're on an earth we can breathe and see the beauty of the creation, so we are going to be in one love with each other. Hey, that is what peace supposed to be. But they call it for peace, and it's not. It's a death trap, because peace is the diploma you get in the cemetery. So where there's peace and security, there's war and destruction. That's what there be. Wherever there's peace and security is war and destruction. Because the more you try to police or politicize people's relationship with their creator, the more division we get and the more war we get. Look, I'm up to an hour chanting this psalm today. An hour. And I'm just on the word. I did the verse of the day, psalm of the day, now the word of the day, faith. I practice faith and find love within. Faith is the key. You sit down. Respect. Respect. Lay down right there. Do not move. Lay down till I finish chanting the psalm. Faith is the key that opens a gate to a serene and beautiful garden in I and I life. When I and I practice faith, I enter a place of love within. In the tranquility, because that's what peace means, tranquility of I and I trust in the universe, in the Most High, really, the love that the Most High has given to give us a universe, to give us a space where we can breathe, we can see, we can listen to the creation and the creator. We can listen, we can embody that within. So I am free from I and I troubles and worries. I'm free from the troubles and the worries. Over the years, I may have kept I and I self to awareness of what could go wrong, right? I have practiced this awareness of, oh my goodness, this could go wrong, thinking of what is wrong and worrying. However, I can challenge I and I self to think about what could go right. What could go right? When I and I place I and I confidence in the Most High's love, I allow I and I self to be aware of positive and pleasant outcomes. With commitment to righteous truth, I invite I and I self to open to and embody calmness, strength, and safety. I and I desire to live from I and I divinity. That divine place reassures I and I. In feeling and acting from faith, I move through life with grace, thanks to I and I safety of love within. That's keeping you. Selah and Selah again. That was the word from dailyword.com. Those of steadfast mind you keep in love. In love because of trust in the Most High. Isaiah 26 verse 3. Isaiah 26 verse 3. Those of steadfast mind keep in love. In love because those of steadfast mind trust in the Most High's steadfast love. So you see this, those ones with steadfast mind are keeping love. That's why it says make love, not war. But people have taken making love into a sexual act of penetration and, the physical pleasuring of that, right? That has been turned into that. But when I call make love, not war, I'm talking about make love, meaning make love with someone, sharing love with them, bringing, giving them something cheerful, being kind, basically using kind words and being kind, and trusting. Those who keep that will be because they trust in the Most High. That's Isaiah 26 verse 3, and that is the the word today. And for in Max Lucado, strengthen yourselves. Okay, strengthen yourselves. Let's see what it says. I have to get the light. Strengthen yourselves. So this is for May 21st. Strengthen yourself. So from such time ago, Christ suffered, right? While Christ was in Christ's body, when he was in his body. Strengthen yourselves with the same way of thinking that Christ had. Isn't that interesting? So that mindset of long suffering in the body, you're going to strengthen yourself with the same way that that one that suffered did, by calling on the Father, right? It's not my will be done, it's the Father's will be done. The Blessed Mother, Almighty Father. The person who has suffered in the body is finished with sin. 1 Peter 41. So when I broke my arm and I suffered in the body, right? I suffered in the body. So we got to finish up because it looks like my data for some reason. Okay. So that is from 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 1, I believe. Chapter 4 verse 1. And it's Max Lucado says, as Jesus looked down from the cross, who did he see? He saw a loyal mother. To us, this was a moment of glory, but to Mary, it was the moment of her greatest pain. She was there at that very last moment to give the final word of strength, to weep that final maternal tear as her child made that final sacrifice. So when you're feeling weak, you think of this. That's why this is important, and where people find solace in going to church or seeking for, Jesus, Lord, Jehovah, Allah, any kind of religiosity people seek for, because they're seeking strength for themselves. They want that love and kindness. So we look at 1 Peter verse 4, chapter 4 verse 1, in the suffering, the long suffering, in the physical flesh. So remember I said the word, it began with the words, and the word became flesh and suffered. This is what this is referencing here. So I love that. Selah and Selah again. Thank you so much for joining Chant a Psalm a Day. We are out of time, and I give thanks that we had the time to share the psalm today. Thank you so much for joining. Have a blessed rest of your day, everybody. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in the sight of the Most High. Selah and Selah again. Psalm 94, the Most High will not forsake I and I. The word of the day. The word of the day, faith. And the verse of the day came from 1 Corinthians. Brothers and sisters, be of a oneness, a one love. And then we had Max Lucado's comments on 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 1. Strengthen yourselves. Selah and Selah again. Have a blessed day, everybody. Where's my chant a psalm? That's my outro. Let's play it. That's my outro. Have a blessed day. Remember,
what's something you're saving for now?
Oh goodness, a commercial. Remember,
down the line, when I want to retire, I can retire and live a comfortable life.
What I'm saving for now is so my grandchildren won't have.
have a blessed day, everyone.